What is the most abundant thing on Earth? Something that makes up 70% of your very body. Water, of course. And it is no lie that every living thing requires it to survive, and even most of our work requires using water. It is no doubt that it is a blessing, and many call it the source of life. However, today we'll be looking at the other side of the spectrum of water that has become the undoing of many people in the form of tsunamis. They are caused by earthquakes and landslides and make their way to land, where they leave a path of destruction. Here are some of the biggest tsunamis to ever grace humanity in recorded history. 1. Imagine attending your favorite band's outdoor concert. The setting is beside the sea, and the night is lovely. But as you're having fun, a huge, destructive wall of water slams into the beach, destroying everything in its path. Fans of the well-known Indonesian rock band 17 experienced just this in September 2018. A series of tsunamis known as the Sunda Strait tsunami devastated the Indonesian cities of Java and Sumatra near the Sunda Strait. Large ocean waves called tsunamis are brought on by landslides, volcanic eruptions, and submarine earthquakes. On the evening of December 22, 2018, between 9:27 and 10 o'clock local time, tsunamis struck. Location-specific wave heights ranged from 1 to 3 feet. Despite the early warning system developed to advise communities of possible tsunami threats, many were ignorant of the danger since the detection system failed to identify the causal event of the wave. A thorough investigation indicated that the disturbance and displacement of the water responsible for the destructive wave was produced by a significant landslide on the southwest face of the volcanic island of Anak Krakatau in the Sunda Strait. Furthermore, it was said that the detection system failed since it was intended to detect earthquakes of a magnitude that may trigger tsunamis rather than undersea landslides. Tanjung Lesung will require at least 6 months to properly recover from the tsunami, according to experts. Preliminary damage estimates were provided by the South Lampung Regency government at 202 billion Indonesian rupiahs. According to government figures, over 16,000 individuals were relocated as a result of more than 1,600 dwellings being badly damaged or destroyed, and more than 600 others being moderately or mildly affected. More than 400 people perished in the catastrophe, and 14,000 were wounded. The Pendang Lang area was where more than half of the casualties were reported. 2. For the next spot, we will take a look at yet another tsunami in the country of Indonesia. This time, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake that rocked central Sulawesi, Indonesia, on September 28, 2018, spawned 1.5-meter tsunami waves that devastated the towns of Palu and Donggala. Authorities in Indonesia estimate 2.4 million individuals were impacted on October 4th. An estimated 191,000 individuals required emergency humanitarian aid, according to the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance. For comparison, the more than 375,000-person city of Palu in central Sulawesi province was completely destroyed by escalating geological dangers. Palu, which was severely hit by the earthquakes and tsunami, had 2,141 fatalities and over half of all deaths. In addition, 289 persons perished in the Sigi Regency, 212 in Donggala Regency, and 15 in the Parigi Mutong Regency. Up to 667 persons have been listed as missing, while 1,016 remains have been found that cannot be identified. In order to assist the Indonesian government and humanitarian partners in meeting the needs of the earthquake and tsunami-affected populations, the Australian government pledged $10.25 million. However, the National Disaster Mitigation Agency estimates that the earthquake and subsequent tsunami that wreaked havoc on central Sulawesi caused at least $911 million in economic damages. 3. Locked between oceans and basically an island nation, Japan is very prone to seismic activity as it has plenty of volcanoes as well. But what happened in 2011 has left a scar on not just the people of Japan, but the whole world, as it is still one of the biggest and most recent events that remind us of the power of Mother Nature. The Great Tohoku earthquake, sometimes referred to as the Japan earthquake and tsunami of 2011, was a natural catastrophe that struck northeastern Japan on March 11, 2011. An early afternoon magnitude 9 earthquake that jolted the area triggered a vicious tsunami, which is when the catastrophe started. The aftermath of the enormous earthquake, which was the biggest in recorded history in Japan, was felt everywhere, from the ice sheet of Antarctica to the fjords of Norway. Years later, tsunami debris was seen still washing up on North American shores. The Japanese government has projected that the tragedy will have caused around $199 billion in direct financial losses. The World Bank estimates that the entire economic damage might be as high as $235 billion, making it the most expensive natural disaster in recorded history. 2021's official statistics include 19,759 fatalities, 6,242 injuries, and 2,553 unaccounted for cases, while a study from 2015 showed 228,863 individuals were still living away from their homes, either temporarily or as a result of permanent displacement. Four. In 1960, the country of Chile suffered the biggest earthquake ever to be recorded in history. The massive earthquake read a jaw-dropping 9.5 on the Richter scale and was followed by a tsunami. However, Chile was later visited by a smaller version of it in 2010. At 3:34 a.m., a magnitude 8.8 earthquake occurred. The focus of the earthquake occurred around 22 miles beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean, roughly 200 miles southwest of Santiago, the capital of Chile. Rocks near their border was broken by stress brought on by the convergence of the two tectonic plates. As a result, a section of the seafloor was driven upward, shifting the water above and setting off a tsunami. The port of Talcahuano was destroyed by a wave that was approximately 8 feet high, while the Chilean town of Constitucion was submerged by waves that reached a height of 50 feet. The tsunami diminished considerably before it reached the shores of California, Hawaii, New Zealand, and Japan during the following few hours, despite witnesses on the biggest of the Juan Fernandez Islands reporting waves as high as 10 feet. A total of 521 people died as a result of the earthquake and tsunami, while another 46 people are still missing and believed dead. In the areas of Mal and Biobío, Robinson Crusoe Island of the Juan Fernandez Archipelago, and Isla Mocha, only 156 were tsunami-related. In addition, despite the earthquake's strength, only a minimal amount of damage was caused. This is largely owing to the strict seismic building code that has been followed by structures since the 1960 M9.5 Chilean earthquake. 5. The coastal areas of Southeast Asia are very prone to big waves due to bad weather that usually stays around for the majority of the year. However, the weather was the least of their concerns about 2 decades ago. A 9.1 magnitude underwater earthquake hit off the coast of the Indonesian island of Sumatra on December 26, 2004, at 7:59 a.m. local time. Following the earthquake, a series of enormous ocean waves known as tsunamis spread over the Indian Ocean over the course of the following 7 hours, decimating coastal communities as far away as East Africa. In other places, it was stated that the waves were at least 30 feet tall when they hit the shore. Officials from Indonesia believed that the final death toll there alone approached 200,000, notably in the Aceh province of northern Sumatra. In India and Sri Lanka, tens of thousands of people were reported dead or missing, many of them from the Indian region of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Maldives, a low-lying island nation, reported over 100 fatalities and significant economic damage. At least 225,000 people died as a result of the tsunami, which also severely damaged Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, the Maldives, and Thailand. It was one of the worst natural catastrophes ever recorded. That would do it for today, everyone. Humanity has been through thick and thin and has always strived to get back on its feet. Japan now is one of the best performing countries even after such a big disaster. Thoughts and prayers to the affected. On that note, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.